We've learned so much since COVID when it comes to managing volatile prices. And I think this might be one of those opportunities to dust off those playbooks and those lessons learned. Because when we have such volatile pricing, while it is important for firms to maintain their market share and grow their businesses, we can't do it. You can't do it at the cost of your profits, right? You don't want to grow your company while taking losses. And so those cost escalators are just a way to transfer the risk, rightfully so, onto the owner or developer, right? No one wants to be left holding the bag, but if the owner and developer wants that project badly enough, they need to be willing to accept the the price volatility risk in whatever their project should be, especially on the non-residential building and the residential side. We saw this weakness, and you have to realize that if there's been a decline in demand for these products, whether it's lumber, copper products, steel products, et cetera, that demand weakness is going to translate into the price as well. When we think of those tariffs and we say, oh, a 25% tariff means automatically 25% higher prices, well, you have to remember that prices are a function of both supply and demand. So if the tariffs are affecting supply, you still need to be thinking about that demand picture as well. So what's the solution, right? The solution, I think, is, be thoughtful about, how much material you really need. If you can use cost escalator clauses, use those rather than risking your working capital right now. And then just be very mindful about what's happening with construction demand, right? We've started off this year very soft. Last year ended very soft. If that softness were to continue, right, it's not going to do anything to help pressure those prices, and you may end up holding a lot more inventory than you care to at prices now you wish you hadn't bought it at. And so that's the real challenge with hoarding in this environment. I think for business owners and construction leaders, we need to be very thoughtful about looking at the signal through the noise. There's an overwhelming amount of noise. And so the questions become one of, well, okay, where do we find the signal? And I think where we're going to find the signal is in things like the project stress index, right? The PSI is going to be, I think, very helpful to the construction industry this year because it gives us an honest understanding of how owners and developers see the economy. And it helps us to understand how willing are they to make investments this year and maybe even in the year to come. That will be one of those, I think, key resources that will provide signal through a lot of the noise that we're all being exposed to right now.